Good morning and welcome to Herb Oracle Podcast, botanical divination with herbs, essences, flowers, and trees with your host, Herbal Marie. Let's start the day off pulling some oracle cards and getting a few messages. We can shoot the shiitake in a spiritual way-ish. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'll post a pic of the cards at Herb Oracle. Thanks so much for joining me. Here we go. I was trying to wait for my throat to catch up to do this podcast, but I feel like I'll be waiting all freaking day for that to happen. Good morning. It's Monday. Ugh. How are you? I hardly even remember last week. I had to look back and reread the names of the titles of the podcast, and then it started to come back to me. But before I did that, I literally could not remember last week. I think that might be a good thing. I mean, just let it go. I think that's the message. What do you really need to remember? Just let it go. So it's Monday. We got a great week lined up. We're going to do some more spiritual laws, talk about some herbs, trees. I mean, who knows when I say we got a great week lined up, that's a bunch of lies. I have no idea what's lined up. I don't line nothing up. I mean, I just let it come through me. So anyways, thanks for coming back. I'm talking to myself here. Thank yourself for coming back. Anytime you stick with any type of any commitment, you should just thank yourself for coming back. So yeah, we're going to be doing the 92nd law of the universe, the law of spiritual awakening. This is the 115th podcast. And on a personal note, because I want to just commend myself. Today, with my Course in Miracles, I've been doing the Course in Miracles every day. I'm on lesson 313, which I love the number 313. I love all those types of numbers with a 1 in the middle. But talk about commitment for 313 days. Now, I may have missed a couple days, so I probably should be on like lesson 316 or something, but this summer when my romantic life when the tower was crumbling down in my marriage, when my marriage tower was crumbling down, I think I missed a couple of days because I just couldn't pull it together. But literally, even on my other crazy days, I still do a Course in Miracles lesson. And what's really cool, I think the lesson is kind of tied into what we're going to talk about today, because as I was skimming the law of spiritual awakening, I saw the word perception. And that is what my Course in Miracles lesson's about today. It's now, let a new perception come to me. So this whole week, the Course in Miracles lessons, now that I'm in the 300s, has all been about changing my perception and the way I see the world. And it is just such a cool thing to do, a Course in Miracles. However, it's such a cool thing to do, but I would never recommend anyone doing it without Tina Louise Spalding, because I mean, if I would have just opened up this app and read it, it would not have had the same effect on me if I would have done it alone. I do this with Tina Louise Spalding on YouTube, so I read it myself first of all, then I go over to YouTube and she reads the lesson again to me with her video. And then after she reads the lesson, she brings in a fresh message, a channeled message from Jesus, a fresh perspective on the lesson. Because it's written in this language that it's like, what the hell are you talking about? And so she kind of breaks it down and gives it a very personal connection, like it helps you connect to the lesson personally. And then I'll usually reread the lesson again to myself, and I literally see it differently, betterly. I see it betterly, you guys. So anyways, if you're ever going to do a Course in Miracles, I highly recommend connecting with Tina Louise Spalding on YouTube. And I created a playlist on my channel. Like as I do the lessons, I add another video to the playlist because I might want to review it next year, or if anybody just wants them all on one playlist, I thought I would put it together. But yeah, let a new perception come to me. And that is truly a gift. Because if you're perceiving your life like, I hate this, I hate that, this person's mean to me, my throat is clogged, I'm not supported, nobody cares what I do, like, I feel bad about myself, like, you are putting this film of perception over your entire life, and you're basically cursing your life with that type of perception, because pretty much everything can only live up to your perceptions, up to your expectations and your beliefs. So when we can change these through our spiritual practice, through our spiritual approach, what we kind of talked about last week, once we change our perceptions and beliefs, our entire reality changes because we have changed. So commend yourself for doing any type of spiritual work. For real. All right, so last week we ended with the law of spiritual approach, and I'll just read from my notes. I know, someday I won't cough in your ear. Yeah, because I'll be done with this podcast. I mean, if I would wait until later to do my podcast, I wouldn't hack so much. But there is magic in getting up and doing something before you're completely awake. So the law of spiritual approach that we did Friday was the conscious act to create with every thought, word, and deed, the ability to be the reflection of your God self. And I loved it when it said every action is a prayer to the creator of all. And so basically it was all about becoming your higher self and really being a walking, talking example of that. And and that idea got reinforced. A video I watched yesterday when I was doing the dishes, it was Greg Braden, I believe is the man's name. You see him on Gaia TV. He's got he's an attractive man. He's older, but he's got like white hair, like kind of sticks up all over the place. Greg Braden. He's smart AF, like so intelligent. And he's beautiful too. And he was talking about how like the power of prayer and focus and things like that. The reason it works, the reason it works is because it's not just something that you do once and then like forget it. Like you're living it, you're feeling it, you're breathing it, you're being it. So like if you want the miracles in your life to happen, like you don't just pray like with words and an action like that's empty. You gotta fill it with feeling. You gotta feel it. You gotta feel the emotions of it. Like if you want to pray for perfect health, then the next thing you do is feel the glorious receiving of that perfect health and feel as if you are in perfect health and it's been received. You asked for it and it is. So that's the thing, like when people want to use their spiritual powers to their fullest capacity, you literally need to be a walking, talking example of it. You need to take it with you. So like I could show up, do this podcast, talk about many beautiful things, but if I really want it to work magic in my life, then even after I push stop recording, I need to carry on throughout my day, living it, being it, feeling it, like not letting it leave me. So that's like such an amazing concept, and it kind of is like where we're at now. Like, okay, we're talking about these spiritual laws, we're talking about healing our hearts, but now we got to really do it. Like, we have to be it. We have to be the things that we talk about. So that's my next level work. Like really being, encapsulating, incarnating the words that come out of my mouth, incarnating them back into my heart and my body and just who I am. Let the things that come out of my mouth become who I am. And then your energy can create miracles. And then your energy has the power to move mountains because you are that energy. So today we're going to do 92, the law of spiritual awakening. And I'm just going to read this little paragraph. It says, a basic level of self-control and stability is required to maintain the degree of effort required for the awakening of other states of awareness. Okay, all right. So we need a basic level of self-control and stability to maintain the degree of effort required for the awakening of other states of awareness. Because such awakening brings with it higher forms of perception and power, self-centered misuse of the greater perception and power bears proportionally graver karmic sequence. Spiritual awakening brings with it the need for moral impeccability. And that's it. All right, so commitment, respect, dignity. I would say all of those, like focus, self-control, stability. It is required now on your spiritual awakening, because as you get more awake, as you get more woke, what it's going to bring in is higher forms of perception and power. So you need to be pure of heart. You need to have integrity with all this. If you're just going to use it to be self-centered, right, and use it for service, selfishly service to self, and you be in the wrong mindset and you then do things for the wrong reasons with this information and power and perception, it'll have greater, or what they say, graver karmic consequence. So make sure your integrity is in check as you carry on your spiritual awakening. And yeah, that's how it finishes off. Spiritual awakening brings with it the need for moral impeccability. So I think if you're hanging out with me, you probably are morally impeccable. I mean, you probably are the type of person that just does the right thing, whether nobody's looking or not. I mean, yeah, I'm sure you're fine. We good here. We're good people. I don't even have to worry about us. But yeah, I mean, make sure that like you are in service to humanity, service to the all, service for the greater good of the universe and the collective. Make sure you're doing things because, you're heart-centered and all of that. All right, so that's our law, the law of spiritual awakening. And I thought what we could do today, I'm going to pull one soul flower, and then I have this other deck out called the Hedge Witch Botanical Oracle, and I just thought it'd be cool to have like them going all around the one flower. That's what I'm seeing in my mind. We will see if that is what actually manifests out on the table. So yeah, let me just rearrange here and we'll get us some cards. So speaking of moral impeccability, the other thing that I was doing this weekend, as far as, my perception on my life and things, and is really sending blessings and thanks to everyone, even the negatives. Because even when somebody acts badly or shows you something negative or makes you feel bad, they're demonstrating something that you need to see in your life, and you should say thank you, like bless them. So that is definitely moral impeccability, blessing everyone, cursing no one, forgiving everyone for everything, appreciating everyone for everything, and being thankful for everyone and everything, loving everyone and everything. So that's the work I've been doing. All right, so let's get one soul flower. If I could just have one soul flower to kind of guide me today on this Monday. One soul flower. Uno. One. You hear me, universe? All right, let's see here. Let's get the perfect flower for today as I change my perception, as I offer up my mind to Holy Spirit to have my mind clarified so that my perception can be filled with lighted truth. Okay, and our flower is, ooh, my favorite crayon as a child, periwinkle. No, like really, you guys, I loved the Crayola periwinkle crayon, and I really did not like it when anyone else used the periwinkle crayon. It was like my color. That was my crayon. All right. So that's what we got today, periwinkle. And it is a message of intertwining. Intertwining. So how beautiful our message for Monday to get this podcast, to get Herb Oracle kicked off in the right direction this week is all is well. That's what it says. All is well. All is as it should be. Perfect. Perfect. See what I mean? We can be thankful for where we're at, who we've got in our life, who's not in our life. Everything is as it should be. All is well. Periwinkle is here helping you to weave together all the lessons and experiences of the past and all the wisdom gained so that you can move forward with understanding, compassion, and forgiveness. Is this like the perfect card? This is incredible. This is absolutely where I've been, where I'm at, where I'm going. Growth is assured as you find the courage to examine and explore new facets of yourself. Okay, so that also says the work is not done. There's still going to be some things that you're going to have courage for, and you're going to examine and explore new facets of yourself, and have new perspective. But I love that it said, so that you can move forward with understanding, compassion, and forgiveness. Understanding, compassion, and forgiveness. So that powerful feeling in your heart, that truly is the most powerful force in the world, is compassion. And the way you get more compassion is through a practice of forgiveness. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because I would say that, like, if there was a compassion meter, like that measured the level or amount of compassion a person held, a couple years ago, mine would have been below average. Like pretty close to average, but maybe a little bit below. Just because it wasn't like a feeling that I could really conjure that easy. Excuse me. And like I had kind of gotten hardened by life, and like I did know how to shut off my emotions and my feelings and my attachments, you know. So I had to really make intentions to open up my heart and try to feel more compassion. And like, I remember when I first started on my spiritual journey, I would hear the word compassion and I thought, what the fuck? Like, what the hell is this even about? Like, what do you mean? You just want me to like sympathize and feel bad for people? Like, I didn't even hardly really understand compassion. And maybe I still don't. So, I mean, I think I do, but I think I also still have a lot of work to do with compassion, with bringing more compassion in. And that would make sense to me. I understand that because I'm still on my path of forgiveness. I cannot believe I'm still coughing. I'm still on my path of forgiveness. Right before I went live on this podcast, I was like, I'll take a little drink of water. And didn't it like go down the wrong pipe and like make me cough ridiculous? Like I would have been probably better without the water. But anyways, I'm still on my path of forgiveness. There's still so much to understand, and there's still so much compassion to be expanded and brought into me and me brought into it. You know what I mean? Like we have to become our hearts, our higher selves. And once we're a walking, talking embodiment of our higher self, then we truly are stepping into our own power, our true loving power, our true selves. And it is in that state that we will truly, truly know all is well. But right now, even if we don't believe it, Periwinkle is here today to say everything's fine, all is well, all is as it should be. And Periwinkle's like, I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you weave together all the lessons and experiences of your past and all the wisdom gained. So yeah, allow that energy to start connecting the dots for you, weaving it together, intertwining it, seeing how that random experience wasn't actually so random at all. Everything is connected in your life. You meet the right people at the right time, you meet the wrong people at the right time. Like everything is in divine orchestration and timing. Everything's fine. It's all as it should be. Everything is well. So let's intertwine, integrate all our experiences, understand them. That's why contemplation is so powerful. Really sitting and thinking and seeing how things work together and tie in together. Contemplation. I love that word more than compassion. But like all these practices of contemplation, prayer, meditation, it all leads to compassion. Forgiveness leads to compassion. Understanding leads into a compassionate heart. And that is what we're all striving for. Even if at one time I didn't realize it, I do now. So growth is assured as we find the courage to examine and explore new facets of ourselves. So yeah, we ain't done here. We ain't done. I don't think we'll ever be done. Like when I think about the human experience, my own and others, I don't think the learning is ever done. I don't think the growth is ever done. I don't think the challenges are ever done. Like, I don't think the discovery of ourselves is ever done, because even if we uncover like all of our aspects of ourselves that we know about in this life, then there could be more to discover. There is more to discover in our previous incarnations, our parallel incarnations, our future incarnations. Like literally, it's an unlimited universe. And there's always something new about you to discover. Different perspectives. So anyways, let's get some Hedge Witch botanicals. Yeah, Hedge Witch Botanical Oracle, can I talk? By Solo Thompson. And then we'll put it around Lisa Estabrook's Soul Flower. So cool. Periwinkle. And I love that like Periwinkle is about intertwining, and we're going to have all these other cards. We'll just see who wants to come through. So Periwinkle intertwining welcomes in all these other cards, maybe things that we can have the courage now to examine and explore. So yeah, let me just put it out like that. What can we now examine and explore to a greater depth to expand our understanding and awareness and gain more compassion and more wisdom? So first off, I'm putting it right at the top. It's Foxglove with Connection. Yeah, actually I'm going to put it off to the right side. No, I'm going to put it right in the center. Okay, fine. I'm going to put it right at the top of Periwinkle. I love that the foxglove color matches the background of the periwinkle. Let me turn on my desk lamp that I just put on my desk. There's a story about that. Yeah, it's got this beautiful purple color that matches the dark purple background behind the periwinkle, which is a light blue color. It's beautiful. So yeah, we were just talking about how everything is happening for a reason, and you can start connecting the dots like, oh my God, like that's crazy. And yeah, everything is connected. Everything. And that's what periwinkle is saying with the intertwining message. You can now weave together all your lessons and experiences and really start to weave them together to gain wisdom within you. So let's see what was on the bottom here. So we're going to do top and bottom, and I'm literally putting it on the top of periwinkle and the bottom. And of course, I knew Hawthorne would come through. I absolutely knew it. When I said, what can we now have the courage to examine and explore, like new facets of ourselves? I knew it was going to tell me to go deeper into my heart space. Like I'm being told right off the bat, like try to really, really understand how you achieved the quote ability to turn off your emotions. And I think I do. But I think that also, like, once I get into my heart space and recover memories, I may be kind of like blindsided, run over by a truck. Once I actually get in there and understand my trauma from another perspective. Like, I think I've only begun to look at some of my childhood traumas, if I'm being honest with myself. So find the courage to examine and explore your heart space. So Hawthorne is coming in with a message of sacred. It's coming in with a message of sacred for us today. You are a sacred being. All of these experiences really just add to your spiritual journey. So I feel like we need to start living our lives as sacred beings. And understanding, basically it comes back to that be a walking, talking example of your higher self. Everything that you do, you're doing from a spiritual integrity. What did our law say today? Oh yeah, moral impeccability, right? Part of being a sacred spiritual human is living with moral impeccability. And viewing all things as sacred. So I'm surprised that I put these right on the top and right on the bottom. I was seeing like more of like a circular rounded thing, but that's not how it happened. All right, so let's see who else wants to come through. Any other more flowers or herbs or plants or trees that we can intertwine, that we can have the courage to examine and explore, that can help move us forward with understanding, compassion, and forgiveness. Help us understand the sacred connection of it all. There it is. That's what I was supposed to understand. The sacred connection of it all. We're all connected to everything and everyone. Every single human you are connected to. Every tree, every rock, every blade of grass, every leaf that has fallen off of these trees. I mean, like, everything. It's a sacred connection. You are part of the whole, of the all that is. You are an integral, essential part of creation. You are that sacred. Okay, so we'll do top and bottom, but first I feel called to the bottom first. Why? Because it's garlic with a message of service. So, of course, I would be called to that first. But first, let me serve. Service to others. It's so big, you guys. It's so big. So sometimes my ego gets like pissed off though. Like, it's like, it adds up how many YouTube videos I've published. It adds up how many podcasts I've published. It adds up how many live streams I've done. And it says, it doesn't seem like you've done much. Like, even though I've done a lot, my ego still is like, yeah, but like, look, like, it doesn't really seem like you've connected with that many people. And this has been a trip of mine. Like, the views aren't there, the connections aren't there. Like, why are you even doing this? That's the ego. My higher self the other day stepped in because I guess like I was tired of myself harassing myself. Wait, I have three selves. My higher self was tired of my ego self harassing my little self, right? So anyways, my higher self, just clear as day, said, I'm not making these videos for people today. I'm making these videos for their children. And I was like, holy shit. Like, there's my little self just sitting off to the side watching this happen. And I'm like, oh my God, that would make sense. When I like log in to my podcast platform and see the numbers, I'm not making this for you. Like, I'm making this for your children. Like, my listeners aren't even old enough to listen yet. And it really put it into perspective because it's like all viable seeds will sprout someday. And all I'm doing right now is planting seeds. I cannot get caught up in the fact that like I don't have thousands of listeners right now. It's not time yet. The things that I am saying, most people aren't ready to hear yet. And I was like, wow, I'm making these videos and these podcasts not for people now. I'm making them for their children when they're adults. And I was like, holy crap. Like, I might not even be here when people are listening to my podcast. I might be one of those people that like, I'll be watching from the higher realms, from non-physical, by the time a lot of these seeds sprout and, take hold. But it was just like, you know what? So don't even get caught up in it. Keep making the things that I'm inspired to make, and I'll know when I'm done. Like, when I've made everything that I'm supposed to make, then I know when I'll be done, and then I'll go on and do something else. So it was like, don't even get caught up. Don't let the ego trip you up like that. You are in service, and it's not always going to make sense to the ego, who's like, why am I putting so much time and energy into this project that nobody cares about? Ego, chill out. It's not for the people now, it's for their children. So I'm like, fine. On the top is clarity. Yeah, with Wild Rose. So yeah, that was a clarifying moment for me, because the ego gets so angry sometimes when it's not being recognized, when it's not feeling like its projects are a success. Ego is all about survival, of course, and show me the money, and show me that this is worth my time, and tell me how great I am. That's ego, ego, ego. So Wild Rose comes in with clarity and saying, if you could just close your eyes and see through your heart, if you could just close your eyes and see through your third eye chakra, see through the clarity of your higher self, then everything really does get put into perspective. Once you start living through your heart space and not so much your ego mind space, it's a whole different vision. It's a whole different vision. So as you start seeing yourself as part of that sacred connection that Hawthorne and Foxglove teamwork to bring in, as you start seeing every thought, word, and deed as part of a service to humanity, then doesn't your clarity and perception and perspective change into something different than what you have been living? So, wow, that wild rose really does bring in that understanding, compassion, and forgiveness that we're looking for. That rose energy, one of the purest vibrational essences, maybe the purest, that rose energy, the purest energy coming in from our herbal friends and allies. Rose helps make everything clear. Okay, let's get another top and bottom, and we'll see what else we can intertwine. I still am open to finding some courage to examine and explore new facets. Faucets? No, faucet is for water. A facet is part of you, part of yourself. Opening up the faucet to receive more facets of understanding. All right. So yeah, anything challenging that could come in. All right, I'm going to put them out, and then I'm going to put the deck down, face down. So as I said, anything more challenging, the deck shuffling stopped pretty abruptly. So we'll see what we've got. I'm going to turn them both over. We have Dogwood with Defend, an Elder Ritual. All right. So that seems kind of like obvious. Defend your ritual. Defend your practices. Defend your spiritual journey. Yeah, like I am fully aware and accustomed to being like labeled weird, strange, pointed at, questioned at. Why do you do what you do? Do you actually believe that? Oh, okay, Sadie, your thoughts create your reality. Like, I mean, I don't feel like the dogwood is suggesting that I get defensive. I think it's just saying, don't back down. Don't stop what you're doing. Like, defend your space as a way of like protecting your path. You know, don't let any of these bullies come along and like basically tackle you off your path with their judgment and things like that. The things that you do on a daily basis, these rituals, they are sacred to you. I mean, somebody might not understand why you sit in front of a lighted stick of incense and watch the smoke ripple towards you and dance in the sunlight, and you see messages in the smoke. Like, not everyone's going to understand that, but I feel like the cards are saying, like, whatever you do that's kind of strange, keep doing it, right? Defend your rituals. They are sacred. They bring you clarity. They bring you connection. When you listen to music and you close your eyes and you let your hands move in these crazy ass ways that if somebody saw you, they'd ask you what kind of drugs you were on. That brings you connection. That connects you into the music, into the energy, into the resonance that you're receiving and feeling and activating. So it's like a lot of the things that we do on our spiritual path are weird. I ain't gonna lie to you. We're probably a bunch of weirdos. We are the weirdos, thank God, because we're the ones who are bringing in this energy as a service to Gaia. So when we go out in our backyards and we stand there, and to our neighbors, it just looks like we're standing there like frozen, like a retarded statue. I'm sorry, I'm from the 90s. We still use that word. We're not supposed to, but we do. As they just think that you're like standing there, like being stupid, you know, like, what the hell is she just standing there? But like what you're really doing is anchoring light into the earth and letting the earth hold you and grounding your energy and bringing that up. It's these type of practices that we must defend and keep doing. Not that we have to make a sign and stand on a street corner and get in anyone's face about it. Not like that type. But just defend onto yourself. Just let yourself know that these rituals that you do, they are sacred and they are important and they do bring you clarity. A lot of people don't understand why I wake up 5 days a week, 4 or 5 days a week, and talk to myself. Even though I'm not talking to myself, I'm talking to you. But they still are like, how do you do that? Like, this is a sacred practice of mine, and it's to connect people. It's to connect myself. It's my service that I can offer, right? So anyways, yeah, that's what Dogwood is saying. Just defend. Make sure that like your spiritual practices, there is a beautiful line of golden lighted defense, right? Maybe even pink. I'm seeing the pink rose energy, kind of like an egg shape around us, right? The sisters of the rose egg or something. I feel like the Magdalene Oracle has a perfect card to describe this. But like, just see this golden pink energy around yourself. Just take a moment and see yourself. It's circling around you. It's like an egg. You've stepped into this golden pink energy egg. And everything you do inside this egg is protected and sacred and divine and clear and important. So I know it's kind of this vague and oh my God, and kind of the layout looks like an egg. When I just opened my eyes, I saw that like I could maybe do an egg type of, yeah, it's oval. I could actually see the energy going around periwinkle and foxglove and wild rose, garlic, which I need to eat more garlic, and hawthorn and elder and dogwood. And periwinkle is saying, and you too. We want you woven in between all of these cards, all of these messages. Weave your own experience now throughout them, your own understanding, your own perspective. I've shared mine. Now you, inside of you, share yours and see where it applies to you, and ask yourself, what now that I'm feeling courageous, because I have a line of defense. I'm understanding how I can use energy to help protect my space. What am I now courageous enough to examine and explore within myself? What am I now ready to integrate and heal? What am I now ready to understand and forgive? What now will add to more compassion in my life? And it's when we get into this sacred mindset that we really do have the clarity of connection, that everything we do matters. Everything that we add in our life adds to the whole of humanity. We are a collective. We are a part of collective consciousness. And when we come at it like that, it really does put us into a very, very, very secure commitment to being of service. And yeah, with that, I would say everything we do is sacred, and just keep on our rituals. Yeah, so on that note, I think I'm done. Yeah, for sure. Defend your sacred connection. Your spiritual journey is that important. At the end of this life, you don't want to look back and be like, oh my gosh, like I didn't realize that I was supposed to come here to expand my awareness and my soul. Like I just got caught up in like, the Walmart flyers and getting a good deal and jumping through society's hoops without practicing my spiritual path. Practicing my spiritual path? I don't know. That's just what came out. So anyways, yeah, defend your sacred connection. Honor it. Honor it. Honor the things that you do. Honor the things that you have come to know. Honor your wisdom. Honor your growth. And honor your service. Like even the other day, I was like, I'm doing my work, trying to love my body and honor my body. And I'm like, this body has been in service to humanity. It has brought forth 3 beautiful humans, and like I really need to honor it. And whenever I look at my body as as a thing that serves me, it served humanity, it served my children, it serves me on every day, it takes me where I need to go. Hey, there's a black cat out the window. Anyways, it really does put it all into perspective, and that is the clarity that we are looking for. So thanks for hanging out with me and all my herbal friends, and I think we're off to a really good start this week. I mean, just keep on what you're doing and defend your sacred connection. You guys, I know I'm supposed to be done recording, but I'm putting the cards away, and on the bottom of the Soulflower Plant Spirit Oracle deck is Forget Me Not with Awareness. And I'm going to read it to you because I love that this flower was hanging out on the bottom of the deck when we pulled Periwinkle, because Forget Me Not wants to raise your awareness of your connections, not just to loved ones, but to all beings in all realms, including yourself. And having that foxglove with connections, I was like, holy crap, this is kind of fun. When you can understand this connection, you can let go of your feelings of loneliness, isolation, and separation, because you realize the true immortal nature of your divine soul. So just really took it home for me, and I wanted to share it with you. And if you're feeling it, awesome. So anyways, so much love to you. I love oracle cards. They're like the best. And dang, what's up? All right, so much love to you. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.